The City of Witches, Episode 30, Capo di Tutte Fate, Chapter 4. Lily's house was not really well fitted for sheltering 4 guests, but there was no better place for them to discuss their plans. A superweapon is not something to be taken lightly, and therefore Angelo and his friends had to think carefully on what they were to do. What definitely seemed strange was that the person who probably wanted to reclaim the fairy weapon was Lily herself. The same Lily who just a few days ago expressed fear for her safety under the rule of Canimfelli Omiak. Lily's kitchen had 2 little chairs, and she had to bring more from other corners of her house. She was sipping tea while her guests were drinking bottled water. Lily didn't even bother asking them whether they would like some tea. 1 sip would change them into fairies, just like that the group was talking about Omiak's weapon. The first to ask a question was Ursula. "Can you please explain everything that is going on, sister?" "Well, it's true that in my letters to you I have hidden a thing or two," said Lily. "Yeah, hiding the fact that your entire country has fallen under the rule of the mafia is not exactly a thing or two," said Angelo. "Why would you hide this?" asked Sarah. "Maybe it was about not wanting Ursula to think that I did something wrong," said Lily. Ursula was going to say that she wouldn't think anything like that, but she was hit by the realization that Lily might have been right. Lily has turned into a fairy only after a long time of making Ursula understand that it is not wrong. Having heard about the transformation West Moonwing Island was going through not so long after might have destroyed her sister. So it might have been good that Ursula hadn't heard about it while it was happening. Ursula's face was stone solid, but Lily and Giovanna sensed what she was thinking. "Did it happen soon after your arrival?" asked Ursula. "Yes, it wasn't even a week," said Lily. "Without a warning, a loud bang. Next thing I notice, the whole city is on fire. And just then I'm serving as a translator to a mafia boss." Ursula was simply wordless. "Maybe let's leave this topic for now and focus on that weapon," said Lily. "I'd say it's a good idea," said Angelo. "First, do you know anything in particular about that stolen weapon?" "Right, Kalinimia An person. It's not your random gunpowder-powered cannon," said. "Excuse me, but can we call it by its English name?" asked Angelo, and all the other guests admitted that they would prefer it. "All right, Sunset of the Gods," said Lily, and started describing the dreadful construction. "It is truly a special construction. It is fueled by the magic of the enemy, and it redirects it at them in a devastating shockwave, which means that magic is unusable against it," said Giovanna. "Not quite," said Lily. "You see, there is a little defect in this weapon that Omiak doesn't know about." "And that is?" asked Sarah. "It's quite interesting," said Lily. "You see, it's actually possible to overload this weapon. You simply need to direct a lot of energy into it. Once that happens, it shall explode once you try to fire it." "I do not comprehend," said Angelo. "How was a defect like that even discovered?" "Let's just say that I am not the only one in Omiak's party who wishes to see him fall from his seat," said Lily. "I have an engineer friend who shared this little detail with me. Omiak still doesn't know about it, and may it stay that way." "Interesting," said Angelo. "Now, what do we know about that guy who stole the cannon?" "Right, Koti Nishvanat. I've been there to witness the downfall of his diplomatic relations with my boss," said Lily. "Sounds like it was quite a fall," said Angelo. "They were cooperating for quite some time," Lily said, telling the story of the 2 fairy mafia bosses. Thanks to their cooperation, the Iron Coup was successful. After overthrowing the president, they divided the country between themselves. Omiak took the north and Nishvanat took the south. For a long time, they ruled in symbiosis, but Omiak grew to become even more of a tyrant than anyone could have imagined. And Nishvanat started to become more and more a vassal to Omiak. So I guess it was only a matter of time before the guy would rebel, said Angelo. You might be right, said Lily. It all sounds like he's trying to provoke a war, said Giovanna. It would not surprise me, said Lily. Why else would you like to make a heist like that? We need to act fast before any of them decides to perform the first strike. Knowing my experience, I think they both already did the first strikes, said Angelo. But it's true. How can we get to that Nishvan boy or what's his name guy? Nishvanat, said Lily, as if Angelo cared about his enemy's name. Don't worry, he operates from a location really close to us. Saying that, Lily brought out the map of the city. Aside from an unreadable foreign alphabet, there was one more thing that was instantly catching attention. A great red line through the middle of the city. This line divides the city into Omiak's and Nishvanat's territory, said Lily, and their mansions are shown by those blue symbols. Angelo looked at the map up close. He couldn't find the mansions in the mishmash of all the icons. I can't see them, said Angelo. Let me see, said Lily, and after looking for the icons for a long time, she pointed at the mansions. Here they are. We need to go to the one in the south. One sec, said Angelo, and circled the mansion with a pen. Then he gave the pen to Lily. Mark the route. We have to watch out around the border, said Lily, drawing the route. It's heavily guarded by both Omiak's and Nishvanat's soldiers. Alright, is there anything else that we need to know? Said Angelo. Nothing I know of, said Lily. Okay, so, anybody that wishes not to go with me, raise your hand, said Angelo. Ursula knew she had to go. She was too worried for her sister to leave her. Giovanna raised her hand. She wasn't interested in helping the mafia in any way. Sarah was pondering her choice for a while, and she decided to back out. She thought that she was too inexperienced. Very well, said Angelo. I'll get you two back to the portal, and then we'll handle the weapon problem.